So when I was a kid, there was this other kid. We were fourth graders. He was sixth grader. Anyway, we were in fourth grade, and this kid was in sixth grade, and that meant he knew everything. And so we were listening to it, and he was an army brat. So he had been to Germany back then. It seemed like they stationed a lot of Americans in Germany. This would have been the early 70s. Yeah, early 70s. And yeah, even before that, maybe early 70s, maybe late 60s. And they said Germany, he'd been to England. So those were the two places he told us about. And he was a sixth grader. He was a big kid. We were little kids. And he was on the fence. I remember this. He was on the fence sitting there, like a little 4-foot chain link fence, which was what they used to keep us in at our school at Dow's Prairie in McKinleyville. And he was up there, and he had like a little audience of us fourth graders there, you know, big sixth grader. And he was up there sitting there, yeah, in England, if you call someone bloody, you know what happens? And we're like, no, what happens? And then he said, they take you out back and beat the shit out of you. And then we're like, oh, crap, why? And then he said, like, knowing, you know, bloody is a cuss word in England. And then we were thinking, like, everything's going through my head, you know, like, crap, what if I have to tell someone I have a bloody nose? And then right then, I just make everything worse because they take me out back and beat the shit out of me. In Germany, he goes, you're sitting around the table and you're eating, and you know what happens in Germany if you don't burp after a meal? I'm like, no. And he said, take you out back and beat the shit out of you. And we're going, wow, why? And he's like, insult to the cook. And we're like, oh crap. So like I'm thinking this whole time, man, if I ever go to Europe, I have to like remember this stuff. This was before the internet, right? You couldn't like look anything like this up. There was no like asking people, you know, on some forum or, you know, Usenet or whatever they call Usenet these days. But you think, yeah, they didn't have any of that, you know, of course, you know, so we were just, you know, stuck believing him. He was the expert. We were the fourth graders, you know, he was the sixth grader, and he knew everything. Like, I don't know, a little bit ran out of steam. He admitted that he'd never been to Italy, you know, or Sicily, but he had something on that too. And he's like, okay, you know what happens at Sicily? If you eat your dinner too early, like before 10 o'clock at night, and we're going, 10 o'clock at night? You know, we're fourth graders, we've been in bed for, you know, an hour and a half by then. 8:30 was the bedtime back then, I think. And you know what happens? And then I was thinking, I have a pretty good idea what happens. And then sure enough, he said, yeah, they take you out back and beat the shit out of you. And then we're like, why? You know, why? And, you know, for that. And what if you're not hungry or something, you know? And like looking around like he couldn't think of the answer. And then he's like, they don't put up with that shit. That's where I learned, you know, the main thing about going to Europe is like you follow the rules, right? Or, you know what happens, right? Same thing. Like every time the offense is like not, you know, something that's super obvious, something you would guess, and something even that bad, but the punishment's pretty standard across all of Europe. This song is another one of my variations of Blackbird. Remember, I'm sort of still a beginning guitar player, and I don't even like to claim guitar player because I'm not. I'm a bass player. Hey, maybe I can prove it a little bit. I can't do that part. But this one it's based on Blackbird. I call it Blackberry Jam. And it's a ripoff, you know, just like everything I do is like almost a total ripoff of something. you know, I don't like have the magic muse or anything, you know. Muse never visits me, you know. I guess Muse visits, you know, Greeks or whatever, you know. But that's my little nod to England. You know, the Beatles are from Liverpool, and yeah, I've been there actually. Well, I haven't been to Liverpool. That's a lie. I've been to England, and I've been to, you know, they talk funny over there. Wales was kind of fun, you know, but different story. But anyway, I was careful when I went there, by the way. I didn't say bloody, not once, I don't think. You know, I made sure not to say that word. But yeah, you heard what happens. This one's Blackberry Jam. I know I suck. Please comment down there how much I suck.